You're always playing the comparison game with me, telling me how your ex did things better than I do. Every day I'm measured against people from your past. This comparison game is destroying my self-worth daily. You compare me to your ex in every single way. How they cook better, how they dress nicer than me. The comparison game makes me feel inadequate always, like nothing I do will ever be good enough for you. I'm tired of competing with ghosts from your past here. You hold them up as a standard I'll never reach. This comparison game is unfair and cruel to me. The comparison game you play makes me feel worthless. I can't win against idealized memories you've created. You've forgotten all their flaws and only remember good, while highlighting all my flaws in this comparison game. Stop playing the comparison game with me and your ex. I'm not them, and I'll never be what they were to you. This constant measuring is killing any love I have left. The comparison game is why this relationship is dying now. You compare me to everyone you've ever known before. Your friends, your family, your exes, everyone but me. The comparison game leaves no room for me to be myself. I'm always falling short of whoever you're comparing today. I'm tired of this comparison game where I always lose. You've made me feel like I'm never going to be enough, because someone somewhere did it better in your eyes. The comparison game is toxic and destroying us completely. I need you to see me for who I am, not who I'm not. But you keep playing this comparison game endlessly, and I'm done being measured against your past. Always. Stop playing the comparison game with me and your ex. I'm not them, and I'll never be what they were to you. This constant measuring is killing any love I have left. The comparison game is why this relationship is dying now. Maybe the comparison game played when I finally leave, and you'll realize you've been comparing me out the door. But right now I'm tired of playing this game I can't win, against people who aren't even here anymore in your life. I'm riding in the backseat of your life, watching you drive. Never important enough to sit up front where I can be seen. This backseat love is all you're willing to give me here. And I keep accepting it, hoping someday I'll be promoted. Put your priorities in the front seat every single time. While I'm cramped in this backseat, love arrangement we have. I can see where we're going, but have no say in the direction. This backseat love means I'm along for the ride, but not included. I watch you navigate your life from back here in the shadow. Never quite visible enough to nothing your major decision. Just existing in this backseat love you've assigned me to permanently. I'm tired of being relegated to the backseat of your world, while everything else gets the front row access to your heart. This backseat love is degrading, and I deserve better treatment. But I stay here hoping you'll eventually invite me forward. This backseat love is all you think I'm worth having from you. I'm hidden away when nobody can see where we are together, riding behind your real priorities, watching life pass by here. This backseat love is killing my spirit 1 mile at a time. I see other people sitting in the front seat of their partners' lives, equal passengers making decisions together about their journey. But I'm stuck in this backseat love you decided is enough. Like I should be grateful you let me in the car at all. Honestly, you glance at me in the rearview mirror, occasionally checking if I'm still there, accepting this backseat love arrangements quietly. And I always am, because I don't know how to demand more. Maybe I need to get out of this car entirely and walk away, instead of accepting backseat love like it's the best I can get. But you convince me that riding in back is better than alone, even though this backseat love is slowly destroying my self-worth. Ooh, this backseat love is all you think I'm worth having from you. I'm hidden away when nobody can see where we are together, riding behind your real priorities, watching life pass by here. This backseat love is killing my spirit 1 mile at a time. One day I'll find the courage to demand the front seat I deserve, or walk away from this backseat of love you're offering now. But until then I'm here in the back, watching you drive my life, hoping you'll turn around and see I'm worth in this. I finally set a boundary with you yesterday, something I should have done years ago, honestly. This boundary is small, but it feels revolutionary. After years of letting you walk all over me, always, I set a boundary by saying no to you for once, refusing to drop everything when you called needing something. This boundary felt scary to enforce, but also empowering here. Like I was finally standing up for myself after all this time. You didn't take the boundary well at all, predictably. Got angry that I wouldn't accommodate you like I always did. But This boundary is necessary for my mental health and peace. The boundary I set is teaching you how to treat me properly, by showing you I won't accept less than I deserve anymore. This small act of self-respect feels huge to me right now, after years of having no boundaries with you at all ever. I set a boundary and you didn't like it one bit, but this boundary is necessary for my self-preservation. I'm learning to say no, protect my own energy finally. This boundary is my first step toward respecting myself. Oh, the boundary I set is just the beginning of many more. I'm learning that boundaries aren't mean they're healthy always. You made me feel guilty for setting this boundary with you, but I'm not responsible for your reaction to my self-care. This boundary is protecting me from your manipulation tactics that worked for years when I had no boundaries at all. I'm setting limits on what I'll accept from you going forward. The boundary I set is revolutionary for me personally. You're not used to me saying no and standing firm on it. This boundary is my line in the sand about how I'll be treated, and I'm not backing down no matter how you respond to it. I set a boundary and you didn't like it one bit, but this better boundary, you didn't like it one bit. This boundary is necessary for my self-preservation. I'm learning to say no, to protect my own energy finally. This boundary is my first step toward respecting myself. Maybe setting boundaries will become easier with practice, but right now this first one feels terrifying and brave. This boundary is my declaration that I matter too, and I won't be treated poorly just to keep the peace anymore. We speak different languages when it comes to love. What I need from you is not what you're willing to give. These different languages mean we'll never understand each other's needs, no matter how hard we try. I speak the language of quality, time and affection daily, but you speak the language of independence and space always. These different languages mean we're constantly misunderstanding what the other person needs to feel loved in this relationship. I need words of affirmation, but you show love through actions. We speak different languages and need to learn. It is willing to learn the other's way of expressing love to bridge this gap between us. Our different languages and love mean we're incompatible here. No matter how much we care, we can't meet each other's needs. I speak one language and you speak another, entirely different one. And this language barriers destroying our ability to connect. We speak different languages when it comes to showing love. What fills my tank drains yours, and vice versa always. These different languages prove we're not meant for each other. No matter how much we try, we can't speak the same way. to me here, but I need emotional connection that you can't seem to give. These different languages mean your efforts don't register as love, while my efforts seem needy and suffocated. You always, we speak different languages and we're both trying our best, but our best doesn't translate into what the other person needs. This language barrier's proof that love isn't always enough. Our different languages mean we're speaking past each other daily. You show love your way and I show it mine, but neither feels it. These different methods of expressing love prove we're a mismatch, and no amount of effort will bridge this fundamental gap here. We speak different languages when it comes to showing love. What fills my tank drains yours and vice versa always. These different languages prove we're not meant for each other. No matter how much we try, we can't speak the same way. Maybe our different languages in love aren't anyone's fault, just proof that we're incompatible, no matter how much we care. But right now, these different ways of loving are killing us, because neither of us feels love despite both trying hard. You're standing on some distant shore I can't seem to reach. The water between us keeps getting wider every day here. This distant shore holds you just visible but untouchable now. I'm stranded watching you fade into the horizon line forever. I can see you on that distant shore, going about your life, but the distance makes you small and unclear from where I stand. This distant shore might as well be another world entirely, because I have no way to cross this water separating us. I wait, but you don't see me anymore from that distant shore. The gap has grown too wide for simple gestures to bridge. This distant shore represents everything we've lost between us. How did you end up on that distant shore, so far from me, when we used to stand together on the same piece of land? This distant shore didn't appear overnight, it drifted slowly, until one day I looked up and you were impossibly far away. You're on some distant shore I'll never reach again from here. The wall between us is too deep and wide to cross anymore. This distant shore holds you visible but completely out of touch. I'm left on my shore watching yours disappear into the distance. Sometimes I think about swimming to your distant shore desperately, but the current is too strong and I drown before arriving there. This distant shore is where you've chosen to be without me now, and I have to accept that you're not coming back to my side. Maybe your distant shore is better than where I'm standing alone. Maybe you found something there I couldn't give you here at all. This distant shore is your new home and I'm not invited to visit. I need to stop staring at your distant shore and turn around, face my own shore and build something here without you finally. But this distant shore keeps calling my attention back to you, making it impossible to focus on my own life and healing. You're on some distant shore I'll never reach again from here. The water between us is too deep and wide to cross anymore. This distant shore holds you visible but completely out of touch. I'm left on my shore, watching yours disappear into the distance. Eventually your distant shore will fade completely from my view, and I'll forget what it looks like having you anywhere nearby. This distant shore will become just a memory of connection lost, and I'll learn to love the shore I'm standing on without you here. I had a false start with moving on last week. Thought I was ready, but I wasn't at all. This false start showed me how far I have to go before I'm actually ready to be with someone new. I had a false start trying to date someone else. Convinced myself I was ready to move forward here, but this attempt showed me I'm still completely stuck on you. Every conversation reminded me of talks we used to have. My false start ended after just one date with them, when I realized I was comparing everything to you still. This premature attempt at moving on was a mistake, clear it, really. My false start proved I'm not as healed as I thought. I jumped too quickly into trying to replace you with someone. This failed attempt showed me I need more time alone before I'm ready to give anyone else a fair chance here. I had a false start trying to move on too soon. This premature attempt proved I'm not ready yet at all. My false start showed me I have more healing to do before I can actually be present with someone new. My false start was unfair to the person I went out with. They deserve someone who was actually available emotionally, but I gave them someone still stuck on their ex completely. This attempt at moving on before I was ready hurt us both. I need to stop having false starts and actually do the work of healing before I try to date anyone else going forward. This failed attempt taught me patience with my own process. My false start was my attempt to skip the hard part of actually dealing with losing you and healing from it. This premature try at moving on backfired completely here, and showed me I can't rush healing no matter how much I want to. I had a false start trying to move on too soon. This premature attempt proved I'm not ready yet at all. My false start started moving, and false start showed me I have more healing to do. I never do before I can actually be present with someone new. Oh, maybe my false start was necessary to learn this lesson that it can be rushed or skipped over entirely. This failed attempt taught me to be patient with myself and wait until I'm actually ready, before trying again. Loving you was a fool's errand from the very beginning. A mission impossible that I took on anyway, believing this fool's errand consumed years I'll never get back now. Chasing something that was never gonna materialize here. Everyone told me loving you was a fool's errand, wasted effort. But I thought I could succeed where everyone else had failed. This fool's errand had me believing my love would change you, when really you were never gonna be what I needed here. I invested everything in this fool's errand, mission impossible, ignoring all evidence that I was chasing an illusion, not reality. Now I'm left with nothing but regret for this fool's errand journey. Why did I commit to this fool's errand so completely back then? When every sign pointed to inevitable failure from the start. This fool's errand made me look stupid to everyone watching, but I was too invested to admit I'd been on the wrong path. Loving you was my fool's errand, knew before it started here. I wasted years trying to accomplish what was never possible. This fool's errand taught me the hardest lesson about letting go. Some missions aren't worth completing no matter how hard you try. How hard you try. How hard you try. Looking back at this fool's errand, now I see how obvious it was that I was chasing something you were never gonna give me. But this fool's errand kept me occupied for years unnecessarily, when I could have been building something real with someone else. I'm angry at myself for this fool's errand commitment I made, knowing I wasted precious time on a guaranteed losing proposition. This fool's errand is my biggest regret, time I'll never recover. Maybe the fool's errand taught me something valuable, despite the waste, about recognizing impossible missions before I commit to them. But this fool's errand cost me too much to be grateful for lessons. I'd rather have those years back than whatever wisdom I gained. Loving you before it started here, I wasted years trying to accomplish what was never possible. This fool's errand taught me the hardest lesson about letting go. Some missions aren't worth completing no matter how hard you try. How hard you try. How hard you try. I'm done with fool's errands and impossible missions going forward. Next time I'll assess if something's achievable before investing. This fool's errand with you was my last. I've learned my lesson about not chasing what was never meant to be caught in the first place. Yeah. You kept score of everything in our relationship. Every favor, every gesture, every single thing you did. This scorekeeping made love feel like a transaction, where I was always in debt to you somehow. You kept score of who did what and when exactly, bringing up things you did for me months ago still. This keeping score turned our love into a business deal, when nothing was given freely without expectation back. You kept score and made sure I knew when I owed you. Every kindness came with strings attached to it always. This scorekeeping killed any spontaneity or genuine care. You kept score like we were opponents, not partners here. Love shouldn't be about keeping track of who gives more, but you turned everything into a competition with scores, where I was always losing and then you're dead forever. You kept score of every little thing you ever did for me. making me feel guilty for not matching your tally exactly. This scorekeeping turned our relationship into a leisure, where love was measured and found wanting every time. You kept scoring through it in my face during fights, listing everything you done as proof I wasn't enough. This keeping score made me feel like I could never repay the debt I apparently owed you for being with me here. Real love doesn't keep score or track of who did what, but you turned our relationship into an accounting sheet where every action had value and required equal return. You kept score and I'm tired of being in debt to you for things you did voluntarily then held over my head. The scorekeeping proves you were never given freely, just investing in ways to manipulate me later on. You kept score of every little thing you ever did for me, making me feel guilty for not matching your tally exactly. This scorekeeping turned our relationship into a ledger, where love was measured and found wanting every time. Maybe you keeping score showed me what love isn't. It's not transactional, conditional on equal exchange. You kept score and killed what we had by measuring it, instead of just loving me freely without keeping track. Every conversation with you, is like walking through a landmine field. One wrong word and everything explodes around me violently. I'm tiptoeing carefully, trying not to set you off today, but this landmine relationship is exhausting me completely now. I never know what's gonna trigger in a rage anymore. This landmine existence has me constantly on edge and afraid. Yesterday's safe topic is today's explosive arguing you somehow. You've turned our relationship into a landmine field. I navigate, I'm watching every word I say, editing myself continuously. Walking on eggshells is too gentle, I'm dodging landmines day. One misstep and you detonate, leaving destruction everywhere. I shouldn't have to treat every conversation like a landmine. Carefully mapping out safe paths just to talk to you normally. This landmine relationship is no way to live long term here, but I keep trying to find the safe route through your anger. You're a landmine waiting to explode at any moment now. I'm exhausted from trying to avoid setting you off constantly. This landmine relationship has me terrified to be myself around you. One wrong move and everything we have blows up in my face. Explosive thoughts. I used to be spontaneous and free with my thoughts and feelings. But this landmine situation has made me calculated and careful. I rehearse conversation before having them, trying to predict which words will trigger the landmine and which might be safe. But your triggers change daily, so there's no real pattern here. This landmine relationship is impossible to navigate successfully. I'm just waiting for the inevitable explosion that ends everything. Love shouldn't feel like walking through a landmine field daily, afraid that any wrong step will destroy everything we've built. But this landmine version of us is all I know anymore, and I've forgotten what it feels like to relax around you. You're a landmine waiting to explode at any moment now. I'm exhausted from trying to avoid setting you off constantly. This landmine relationship has me terrified to be myself around you. One wrong move and everything we have blows up in my face. Hey, maybe I should stop trying to avoid the landmines altogether and just accept that this relationship is going to explode eventually. At least then I'd be free from this constant fear and tension, and instead of living in this landmine field you've created around us. Flawless in the way I'm loving you, true to nothing but my own desires. Why is a society can't hold me down? Town of rules abandoned no long ago now. Breaking every rule that's ever mattered, shattered all the chains of expectation. Station of the laws where I'm living, giving in to urges without question. Session after session, breaking codes. Roads less traveled suit me better always. Days of following rules behind me now. How refreshing to be free from law. Raw the way I'm living currently I'm bothered by the consequences. Outlaw status earned through rebellion, telling me to stop won't work at all. Called to live outside the lines they drew. Through the boundaries I'm breaking freely. Really there's no stopping me from this. Kiss goodbye to caring about rules. Lawless in my loving and my living, giving no consideration to the rules. Fools who think I'll conform eventually. Really I'm committed to this freedom. Kingdom of the lawless suits me well. Tell me what I can do, watch me try. Renegade in every sense completely. Sweetly disobeying social norms always. Days of conformity feel like prison. Prison break accomplished successfully. Now how exhilarating, breaking every rule. Foolish were the ones who set them. Let them try to cage me, watch me flee. Free from all the laws that bind them, find them suffocating. I reject them, check the rules and toss them out. Anarchist in matters of the heart. Part of me was always meant for this. Kiss goodbye to playing by the rules. Fools establish laws I'm meant to break away to my true nature. nature finally. Really, there's no taming me at all. Living like an outlaw suits me perfectly. Perfectly designed for breaking rules. Fools think I'll return to conformity. Really, I was never made for that. Fact remains, I'm lawless to my core. More alive when breaking all the codes. Stay lawless for the rest of life. Strife with rules, my permanent condition. Mission to resist all forms of law. All the way I'm living unrestrained. Claim my freedom through rebellion. Lawless, that's my nature and my choice. I always loved you more than you'd love me back. This imbalance destroyed everything we tried to build. My heart was all in while yours was halfway out. I loved you more and that was our downfall completely. I gave you everything I had inside my soul and heart. But you only gave me whatever you had left over. I loved you with my whole being completely and fully, while you loved me casually, like it didn't matter much. I was building the future while you were killing time here. I loved you more than you could ever love me back. And that difference broke us apart in the end, painfully. I should have seen that we weren't equally invested, but I was too busy loving you to notice the signs. I loved you more than anyone should love another person, and you took advantage of that love shamelessly always. The one who loves more always loses in the end. And I was that person in our relationship, clearly now. I gave you my all while you gave me your leftovers. I loved you more and paid the price for it dearly. You knew exactly how much power you had over me, because I loved you more than you love yourself even. You used my love as a weapon against me constantly, knowing I'd forgive anything because of how I felt. I made you my priority while I was just your option. I loved you more than was healthy or smart for me. Now I'm left here broken while you're perfectly fine. Loving someone more than they love you is torture daily. I learned that lesson the hardest way possible with you. I loved you more than I love my own happiness or peace, and that was the biggest mistake I ever made in life. The one who loves more always loses in the end. And I was that person in our relationship, clearly now. I gave you my all while you gave me your leftovers. I loved you more and paid the price for it dearly. Maybe one day I'll find someone who loves me equally, but I'll never forget how it felt to love you more than you could ever love me back. No matter what, this lesson cost me everything I had to give away. existing in the same space, but never crossing paths. These parallel lives we lead are so close, yet so far from each other, even though we're just miles apart. We're living parallel lives, going to the same places, but at different times, so we never run into each other. I see evidence of you everywhere I go around town here. Your coffee cup left behind, your favorite table occupied. We're existing in parallel lives that almost touch but don't, like two lines that run forever side by side, never meeting. This parallel existence is torture, knowing you're so close. Our parallel lives mirror in the same world, separately. I wonder if you feel me nearby when we're in the same locations. These separate paths we're walking are so close to intersecting, but we're living parallel lives that will never meet again. We're living parallel lives in this city we once shared, so close but never touching, like we're in different dimensions. These parallel existences remind me of what we could be if our paths would just cross one more time somehow. Oh. We have parallel lives with mutual friends we see separately. They have to schedule us carefully, so we're never together. I hear about your parallel life through their stories to me, about what you're doing and who you're seeing now without me. We're living these parallel lives that could overlap so easily, but we're both working hard to keep them separate from touching. This parallel existence is exhausting, trying to avoid you always. Our parallel lives are proof that you can be close to someone while being completely separate from them at the same time. These paths we're walking are parallel and will never converge, no matter how close they seem to be running alongside each other. We're living parallel lives in the city we once shared, so close but never touching, like we're in different dimensions. We're living parallel lives in this city we once shared, so close but never touching, like we're in different dimensions. These parallel existences remind me of what we could be if our paths would just cross one more time somehow. Maybe our parallel lives will intersect accidentally someday, and we'll be forced to acknowledge each other in person. But right now we're living these separate parallel existences that run so close together, but never actually meet or touch. We used to meet in parking lots when we were keeping secrets. Late night conversations sitting in your car under streetlights here. Those parking lot moments were ours alone, nobody else's business. Now I drive past empty parking lots and remember what we were. That parking lot behind the diner was our spot for midnight talks. We'd sit there for hours just existing together in comfortable silence. Every parking lot I see now reminds me of those stolen moments when we were figuring out what we meant to each other slowly. I remember that parking lot conversation when you first said you loved me. Your hand shaking on the steering wheel, nervous about my response. Those parking lot memories are bittersweet now that you're gone from me. Why do parking lots hold so much meaning for us looking back now? Maybe because they were neutral ground where we could just be real. Those parking lot meetings were sacred. No pretense, just honesty. And I miss that version of us more than anything else we ever were. Every parking lot I pass reminds me of us in your car talking. Those late night meetings when the world disappeared and it was just us. Our parking lot moments were perfect in their simplicity and truth. Now they're just memories I carry driving past empty spaces alone. I drove to that parking lot last night, hoping to feel close to you. Sat in the same spot where your car used to be, parked beside mine. But the parking lot was empty and cold without you there with me. Just asphalt and lines and street lights that don't remember what we were. People don't understand why parking lots made me cry unexpectedly. But those spaces held our relationship in ways rooms never could somehow. Every parking lot conversation was us choosing each other over and over. Maybe parking lots were symbolic of us never fully committing to more. Always meeting in spaces that weren't quite here or there permanently. But those parking lot moments felt more real than anything else we shared. Even if they were temporary meetings and temporary spaces between our lives. Every parking lot I pass reminds me of us in your car talking. Those late night meetings when the world disappeared and it was just us. Our parking lot moments were perfect in their simplicity and truth. Now they're just memories I carry driving past empty spaces alone. Eventually parking lots will just be parking lots again to me. Not shrines to what we were, or reminders of love I've lost forever. But tonight I'm avoiding them because seeing empty space, it hurts too much when I remember how full they felt when you were there. I'm the remainder left over after dividing your attention. The part that doesn't fit neatly into your priorities or plans. This remainder gets whatever's left after everything else is done. I'm tired of being the remainder, the afterthought in your life. Yeah, you give your time and energy to everything that matters first. Then the remainder is what I get if there's anything left over. Being the remainder means I'm never truly chosen or prioritized. Just receiving scraps after your real commitments are fulfilled. I've accepted remainder status for too long, hoping for more. But the remainder is all you're willing to give me, apparently. This remainder treating and shows me where I actually rank with you. Why do I settle for being the remainder in your divided life when I should be someone's whole, not the leftover fraction? This remainder role is degrading and shows your lack of respect for who I am and what I deserve from a real partnership here. I'm the remainder after you divide yourself among your priorities, getting whatever's left once everything else has been satisfied. First, this remainder position is unacceptable and I won't take it anymore. I need to be someone's first choice, not that leftover scrap. Leftover scrap. Yeah, I notice the remainder I receive gets smaller every week now, as your other commitments grow, leaving even less for me. Being the remainder means constantly competing for scraps with everything you deem more important than our relationship. I'm worth more than remainder status in someone's complicated life. I deserve to be a priority, not an afterthought, receiving leftovers. This remainder role ends today. I'm removing myself from your equation. Maybe you need someone content with being the remainder always, who doesn't require actual priority or genuine attention from you. But that's not me, I refuse remainder status going forward now. And I'm finding someone who makes me their whole, not their fraction. I'm the remainder after you divide yourself among your priorities, getting whatever's left once everything else has been satisfied. First, this remainder position is unacceptable, and I won't take it anymore. I need to be someone's first choice, not their leftover scrap. Yeah. Priorities, this remainder experience taught me to demand being chosen fully, not accepting whatever scraps remain after everything else is done. You held me up night like I mattered, but replaced by morning when reality came. The sunrise brought back your real light, and I became invisible again to you. In the darkness, you whispered sweet things, said you needed me more than anything else. But when dawn broke, you couldn't leave fast enough. Replaced by morning like a night meant nothing. You go back to your real person when sun comes, while I'm left here with empty promises again. The night is mine, but the day belongs to them. Replaced by morning is my curse with you always. The darkness hides what the daylight exposes clearly, that I'm just your secret, your escape from reality. Oh, and morning reminds you where you really belong. Replaced by morning every single time we meet. You love me in darkness, but deny me in the light. I'm your nighttime comfort, but daytime you're gone. Morning takes you back to the life that doesn't include me. I watch you get dressed and prepare to leave. Replaced by morning is written all over your face. The guilt comes back with the sunrise every time. You kiss me goodbye, but we both know it's temporary. I know you'll be with them, pretending I don't exist. Replaced by morning means I'm reset tonight. to be replaced by morning and demand more than just your nighttime hours alone. But right now I take what you give me, darkness, even though in morning will take you again. Your game. I had a routine when we were together always. Every day followed the same comfortable pattern here. Now the routine is broken and I don't know what to do with all this unstructured time without you in it. Yeah, the routine we built together gave my day structure and meaning. Waking up next to you, making coffee together every morning. Now my routine is shattered and I'm lost without that framework. I don't know what to do with myself without our pattern to follow. The routine included checking in with you throughout the day. Now I pick up my phone to text you, then remember you're gone. This broken routine is disorienting more than I expected it to be. The routine we had together was comforting and predictable always. Now I'm floating without structure, trying to create new patterns. This broken routine has left me in more than uncertain daily about how to fill the time we used to spend together here. Our routine is broken and I'm lost without that structure now. Every day feels empty without our predictable patterns to follow. This routine we built together gave my life meaning and purpose. Now I'm trying to create new routines that don't include you. Trying to build a new routine without you in it at all. But everything feels wrong and unfamiliar to me still here. The routine I'm creating doesn't have the same comfort level as the one we built together over years of being a couple. I do things at different times now to avoid our routine, because following it without you is too painful to handle. This new routine feels forced and inauthentic compared to ours. The routine we had was built over time and felt natural always. Now I'm trying to force a new structure that feels artificial. This broken routine is teaching me I build my life around you, instead of building something that could exist independently. Our routine is broken and I'm lost without that structure now. Every day feels empty without our predictable patterns to follow. This routine we built together gave my life meaning and purpose. Now I'm trying to create new routines that don't include you. Maybe a new routine will eventually feel as natural as ours did. But right now I'm struggling to create structure without you here. This broken routine is part of rebuilding my life independently and learning to create patterns that are mine alone to follow. Same mistakes I always make, choosing wrong person again. My friends saw it coming, I was blind to red flags. Same mistakes on repeat. Why do I keep doing this, falling for the same type? Same mistakes every time, never learning my lesson. Same mistakes over and over, I never seem to learn at all. History repeating itself again. Same mistakes, my pattern. Different face, same problems, same mistakes, different day. I swore I wouldn't do this, but here I am again. Attracted to toxicity always, same mistakes define me. When will I ever learn? I'm my own worst enemy, sabotaging happiness again. Same mistakes, comfortable, even though they destroy me. Ooh, same mistakes over and over, I never seem to learn at all. History repeating itself again. Same mistakes, my pattern. I'll change, but same mistakes feel safe, even though they hurt me. It's all I've ever known. I saw you happy with someone else today. That smile on your face used to be for me. You look so carefree and genuinely joyful. I saw you happy and it destroyed me completely. You were laughing at something they said. That laugh I used to be the reason for. I saw you happy in a way you never were. With me it hurts more than anything. You look lighter like a weight's been lifted since you left me and started over fresh. I saw you happy and realized I held you back. I saw you happy and it made me question if I ever made you feel that way before. You're glowing in a way I never saw when we were together, and that kills me. I saw you happy without me. It allowed me in your life. You're thriving while I'm barely surviving here. That happiness should make me glad for you. But I saw you happy and I'm just broken inside. I stood there watching you from far away, unable to look away from your happiness. I saw you happy and had to accept the truth that I wasn't good for you like they are. You deserve that happiness I couldn't give, and seeing you get it from someone else proves that leaving me was right decision. I saw you happy and it gave me closure, but also broke my heart all over again. You're better off without me clearly now, and I have to learn to accept that truth. I saw you happy without me in your life. You're thriving second best in your eyes, no matter what. You settle for me when you can't have who you really want. I'm the backup plan you keep around, just in case. Being second best is slowly killing my spirit here. I see how you light up when they walk into the room, and how that light dims when you remember I'm here too. I'm second best and that's a position I'm tired of holding. You make me feel like I should be grateful for the scraps, like I'm lucky you chose me even though I'm not your first choice. But I'm worth more than being someone's consolation, right? This second best treatment is destroying my self-worth daily. I deserve to be someone's first and only option completely, not the person they settle for when better isn't available. Being second best is a special kind of heartbreak here, because I love you, but you're always looking past me. I'm tired of being second best in your heart and mind now, always competing with someone who isn't even here anymore. I'm giving you my all while you're wishing I was someone else. This second best position is breaking me down piece by piece. You compare everything I do to what they would have done, and I always fall short in your measurements of love. I'm second best and I don't know how much longer I can take it, watching you wish I was different, more like them, less like me. I want to be enough exactly as I am right now, but your standards are set by someone I'll never match. Being second best means I'm constantly trying and constantly failing. Maybe I should walk away and find someone who puts me first, someone who doesn't make me feel like I'm not quite enough. But I'm addicted to the crumbs of affection you give me, even though I know I deserve the whole meal, not just scraps. I'm tired of being second best in your heart and mind, and I'm always competing with someone who isn't even here anymore. I'm giving you my all while you're wishing I was someone else. This second best position is breaking me down piece by piece. One day I'll wake up and realize I'm done with second best, and I'll find someone who sees me as their first choice always. But today I'm still here accepting less than I deserve, because loving you is second best feels better than not having you. I'm tired of hearing all your excuses now for why you can't commit or be there for me. Every time I need you, there's another excuse. I'm done accepting them as valid reasons anymore. You got excuses for everything you do wrong. Why you were late, why you forgot, why you lied. The excuses pile up until I can't see you anymore. Yeah. Just a mountain of reasons why you can't be better. I'm tired of the excuses when actions speak louder. You say you changed, but the excuses keep coming. At what point do I stop accepting them from you? The excuses you give are getting weaker every time. I can see through them now to the truth underneath, that you don't actually wanna do better for me. The excuses are just your way of avoiding responsibility. I'm tired of excuses you keep giving me daily for partner I need you to be. Your excuses don't justify the pain you caused me. I'm done accepting them and ready to walk away now. Your excuses don't justify the pain you caused me. I'm done accepting them and ready to walk away now. Your excuses don't justify the pain you caused me. I'm done accepting them and ready to walk away now. Oh, ready to walk away. Oh, no, no, oh, oh, yeah. You got excuses for why you can't meet my needs, why you can't show up, why you can't follow through. The excuses have become your default response to everything instead of actually trying to fix what's broken here. I'm tired of the excuses because they've replaced effort. You'd rather make excuses than actually change your ways. At some point excuses become lies and we're past that. The excuses you make are insulting to my intelligence. I'm not stupid, I can see you're not even trying anymore. The excuses are just placeholders for actual apology that you don't mean anyway. So why bother giving them? Ooh, the excuses are just your way of avoiding responsibility. I'm tired of the excuses you keep giving me daily for why you can't be the partner I need you to be. Your excuses don't justify the pain you caused me. I'm done accepting them and ready to walk away now. Your excuses don't justify the pain you caused me. I'm done accepting them and ready to walk away. Your excuses don't justify the pain you caused me. I'm done accepting them and ready to walk away now. Oh, and ready to walk away now. Oh, maybe your excuses work on other people who believe them, but I'm done accepting excuses as substitutes for change. You either do better or I leave, there's no more in between. The excuses have run out and so has my patience with you. I told myself so many lies about our relationship, convincing myself things were better than they actually were. These lies I told myself kept me trapped here longer, and then I should have stayed with you in this situation. I told myself you'd change eventually if I just waited, that the good times outweigh the bad ones we were having. And these lies I told myself were easier than facing the truth, that you weren't going to improve and I was wasting my time. I lied to myself saying I was happy when I was miserable, that your behavior was acceptable when it was actually abuse. These self-deceptions kept me stuck in denial for years. The lies I told myself protected me from harsh reality, but they also prevented me from leaving when I should have. I convinced myself of falsehoods to avoid the painful truth, that this relationship was destroying me piece by piece daily. I told myself lies to make staying with you bearable, convincing myself things weren't as bad as they really were. These lies kept me trapped in a relationship that hurt me, and I'm angry at myself for believing my own deception. I told myself everyone's relationship has problems like ours, that I was being too sensitive about how you treated me here. These lies normalized abuse and made me question my own reality. I convinced myself you loved me even when action showed otherwise. The lies I told myself were elaborate stories I created to avoid admitting I was in a relationship that was destroying me. Now I see the truth and I'm ashamed I lied to myself so long. Well, my coping mechanism for survival, but they kept me in a situation I should have escaped from. I lied to myself about who you were, and what we had together. And those lies cost me years of my life I can never get back. I told myself lies to make staying with you bearable, convincing myself things weren't as bad as they really were. These lies kept me trapped in a relationship that had hurt me, and I'm angry at myself for believing my own deception. Maybe the lies I told myself taught me to trust my instincts and not override my gut feelings with convenient falsehoods. But right now I'm dealing with the aftermath of my self-deception and learning to be honest with myself about what I deserve. We're negotiating the settlement of our relationship now, dividing up our life like it's a business transaction here. The settlement process is cold and transactional always. Nothing about it feels like love ever existed between us. The settlement includes who gets what, furniture and belongings. Like we're dissolving a partnership, not ending a love story. We're dividing in assets with lawyers present for the settlement. This process has reduced our years together to a spreadsheet. The settlement negotiations are brutal and impersonal entirely. We fight over dishes and furniture instead of fighting for us. This transaction ending proves love died long before we admitted it. Oh, yeah. The settlement of our relationship feels like a business deal, where everything ends value except the actual love we share. This negotiation process is showing me how little we meant when we can't reduce our history to who gets a couch and TV. The settlement of our relationship is cold and calculated now. We're dividing our life like it meant nothing more than assets. This transactional and improves, we become strangers finally. The settlement shows how far we've fallen from where we started. The settlement includes keeping mutual friends out of it completely. Not bad-mouthing each other publicly as part of our agreement here. We're making rules about contact and boundaries in this settlement, like we need legal terms to interact like decent human beings now. The settlement process revealing how much resentment exists between two people who used to love each other desperately once. This cold negotiation is the final nail in our relationship's coffin. The settlement we're creating is necessary, but heartbreaking too. It's proof that what we had has deteriorated into nothing but division. This process of separating our lives shows how intertwined we were, and how painful it is to untangle years of building together here. The settlement the settlement of our relationship is cold and calculated now. We're dividing our life like it meant nothing more than assets. It's transactional and improves, we become strangers finally. The settlement shows how far we've fallen from where we started. Maybe the settlement will give us both closure. We need to move on most honest.